All right. So welcome. I'm Christina Sirgun Powers. And for those of you who know me, thank you for showing up, supporting my clients, students, teachers. I know family members as well. So I'm a certified Ayurvedic counselor and specialist. And formerly, I'm a career education teacher and high school administrator for over 20 years. So I bring that art of teaching and the wisdom and experience from my study in clinical Ayurvedic practice together in presenting this cleanse and the way in which I work with my clients and the groups. So some of you know me, and I've talked about my journey before in the Facebook Lives and in my groups. But for those of you who are new to me, my journey and healing experience and my healing practice, it was exactly 12 years ago. And in 2018, I was diagnosed with diverticulitis and IBS symptoms. And this put me on the path of discovering Ayurveda and how it would help me heal my body. This dramatically, exponentially changed my life, my health, and my career path. And so that is what I bring to my practice when I'm working with clients and students and group members. So I work one-on-one, and as I said, in groups. Most of my clients, they come to me to alleviate or eradicate symptoms associated with a multitude of conditions, like IBS, diverticulitis, celiac, insomnia. That's usually an underlying for many of the symptoms, insomnia, inflammation diseases and symptoms, weight gain or excessive weight loss, hormonal imbalances due to perimenopause and menopause symptoms. And those are kind of just the preponderance of what most of my clients come with, but everyone has their unique experiences, and what brings them to Ayurveda may not be any of those in particular. But there's some underlying issues that we work with in Ayurveda. And today I'm going to talk about what Ayurvedic seasonal cleansing is. And it's a deeper level cleansing. I've done many broadcasts about seasonal cleansing and mono diet. And today we're going to go a little bit deeper with it. Please post your comments if you have any questions from today's broadcast that I don't address. I read all the comments. I respond to everyone. So I don't have millions of viewers yet, and so I do have that ability to respond to everyone who is posting in the comments. So please let me know where you're tuning in from. All right. I'm doing weekly lives, and so if you want to be notified the next time I do a live, just go ahead and press that bell. Give a like. This helps me get this information out to a broader audience. Please share and send this to anyone that you feel could benefit from seasonal Ayurvedic cleansing and any of the practices that kind of lead to that I might mention today. So currently I work with a weight loss group, and today I'm going to be talking about a group, what we call an Ayurveda Panchakarma cleanse for summer season. And I recommend the seasonal cleanse to all my clients who are ready for it. I recommend that you use your intuition to determine if this cleanse is for you, and or seek the advice of your primary care health practitioner. If you're uncertain about your current health condition and if this is the cleanse for you, then you can post any questions to me, but then I do recommend that you speak to your primary care. I'm just going to turn off that notice there. So what is a deep Ayurvedic seasonal cleansing? It's Panchakarma is what we call it in Ayurveda. So Pancha means 5, Karma is action. So the cleanse for summer or Pitta season that's most effective is what we call Varechana, or elimination purge. This is a cleanse that must be led by a clinical Ayurvedic practitioner or an Ayurvedic doctor. Today is not the instruction for you to do a DIY or do it on your own. Today is information for you to determine if you're ready and would like to register for the group cleanse experience. This begins July 13th. So a cleanse is for you. This deeper cleanse is for you if you are already thinking that you want a full mind-body reset. So I do every season, as all practitioners, most Ayurvedic practitioners and my clients recommend that every season change, going from autumn to winter, changing into spring, and then again, this what we change into from spring to summer, doing that seasonal cleanse. So if we don't do that, this is an analogy, it would be like you're in summer season, you're in full rain gear, boots, raincoat, you have the umbrella, that's how you're going through your daily life, but the sun is shining and it's 80 degrees. So that's how the body would experience. You would get overheated, you would get uncomfortable, you would get this kind of stuffy feeling. Those are just examples of how the body feels if we don't do a cleanse and we don't shift the ways in which we are experiencing our life in those seasons. So that's what underlying the basis of what Ayurveda is. It's paying attention to those seasonal changes and how we need to change the foods we eat and the patterns and the rhythms in which we move through our life. Okay, so this is why if we don't do the seasonal cleansing, this is typically some of the things that we can experience, unprocessed emotions. So this is not just the body, it's the mind is involved in as well. So when we have the mind and the body, there can be unprocessed emotions of intensity, resentment, frustration, worry, fear, anxiety, sadness, malaise. Those are just a few of the emotions that might be something that is percolating in your life. General body aches and pains. So that's what we call in Ayurveda kapha toxins. They build up and then there's a drying out. That's what we call the vata becomes aggravated. And that's a stuckness. So when there's this thick kind of heaviness and then we have this drying out, it becomes even more dense and we get the stuckness in the body. The body doesn't move as fluidly. And the mind also gets stuck too in the old ways of being and doing and thinking. Even if it's not working, the mind gets stuck into a rut of there is no other way of doing or being or thinking, even if it's not working. And so that there is a clearing of those toxins from the nervous system as well. So this type of cleanse that we're talking today, this Ayurvedic, deep seasonal Ayurvedic cleansing, it resets the body's metabolism and appetite, and it will jumpstart us into lifestyle changes. So just to start off with some questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat box. And I can field the questions right away. Just checking. Okay. All right. I have this Heather, Idaho. Says, what do you eat during the cleanse? And the second question she asks is, can you drink alcohol? So the first question, and I'm going to address both questions. They might seem, that simplified, but I'm going to address them because they're really good questions, actually. So this is a mono diet, this Ayurvedic cleansing. It's from ancient Ayurvedic formula recipe of mung beans and basmati rice. So the two together, they form a perfect protein. So it's all about nourishing the body and cleansing the body. So the body, whether whether you've gone through any type of cleansing or not, sometimes we're undernourished, even if we think that we're eating healthy diet. If our metabolism, if our digestion isn't working properly, we're not even ingesting those ideally nourishing superfoods that we're eating. They're just kind of rushing through the body. So this also works with resetting the body's absorption process. And that's what the mung bean and rice recipe, let's call it a formula, digestive formula. So the process of cooking it in 6 to 7 cups of water with a spice mix, that is what really works with the digestion and restarting the absorption process. Ghee, vegetables, this creates a very rich, nourishing meal. It's easily digestible. That's a key component, very important. And it has a cleansing effect. So just that meal itself is doing a whole lot with this cleansing process. So I have a recipe that I have put together and worked with. These are ancient recipes, but then, as practitioners, after our experiences, we add in and design our own oftentimes. I provide this to all my clients, participants, and students when I'm working with them, and then also local markets where they can buy the ingredients, and links if they don't want to go, if it's not available to them locally, links where they can buy it online. And I teach the whole preparation. This is very important to the digestive process. In fact, in Ayurveda, we say that 70% of all digestive issues stem from how we prepare and eat our food. So it's not what we eat, the attention, joy, and love that goes into our preparation eating, it becomes part of the cells in our bodies. So we will learn more specifically about how this happens in the Cleanse workshop. So second part two of Heather's question is, can we drink alcohol? And the simple answer is no. But the underlying reasons of why the answer is no, alcohol is a heat generator. So it increases the excess heat in the body. Heat is accumulated over winter and spring. And in the summer, it's when it becomes in the aggravation stage. And that's precisely what this cleanse is alleviating. The excess heat in the body, which is processed through the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, the small intestine. These are the organs that will be directly recharged. They're responsible for all the breakdown of our foods into the micronutrients and sending those nutrients to the tissues of the body for nourishment. Alcohol aggravates the whole situation. And so that's, number one of why this would not be a good time to consume alcohol. Is there a good time to consume alcohol? Yes, there's a good time to consume everything. And that's what paying attention to the seasons and the times and what is being aggravated in your body. It's not that you eliminate alcohol because alcohol is not good. It's that you pay attention to what is being aggravated in your body, and when the right times of the day, when the right times of the year, when the right times of your body being in balance to consume it in a way that is effective and not causing a toxic buildup in the body. So next question. Let's see, Adele in Los Angeles. How many days is the cleanse? So it generally is 7 days, but within the group, we're going to learn how to monitor our bodies and determine if 5 days is enough. I'll teach the group how to determine the satiation points. And we'll look at tongue, we'll look at the skin, we'll look at and talk about how the body is feeling and really kind of tune in to when we have got to the point where, yes, we've reached the point where we're now ready to do the purging action. And I'll get more into what that actually is. Nadine in San Francisco asks, I have a dairy intolerance. Can I use a substitute for ghee? And this is a very important question. I'm glad that came up. One of the most effective practices is using the ghee. So this whole mixture, it's, think about as a formula. This formula has been extremely effective. It's an ancient practice. And this is bringing it into modern practical use. So ghee, what it is, it's a clarified butter, and there's a process of cooking out the impurities. It's those impurities, and there's a whole 3-layer process. I cook my own ghee, but that's not what I recommend for everybody. If it seems like that's not what's in your time frame to do, you can definitely purchase it, and I provide the links of and your local markets. Certainly probably in every supermarket, ghees are available. So it's the impurities is what aggravates a dairy intolerance. So ghee has a very special quality. In Ayurveda, we call it a pravab. It has a special action, and it carries herbs into the deeper tissues, and it pulls out the toxins. So it actually literally goes in. You can just think of it goes into the tissues and it draws out the toxins. And so what we're trying to do in this type of cleansing is the main action is we're drawing the toxins into the digestive tract and down through the elimination system. So once we get to the satiation point and we determine, let's say it's somewhere between 5 and 7 days, typically when I'm working with a group like this, there could be someone it shows up as 4 days, there could be someone that it shows up as 6 days. 7 days is very typical. Then we use this purging process through the bowel elimination, and that lasts for 1 to 3 hours in an early morning time on one day. I don't recommend any substitutes for ghee because of this. So I have clients who have reported before seeing me, they had a dairy intolerance and that they skipped all dairy products for years before seeing me. I recommend they use the ghee, and I have never had one client ever who's had an adverse reaction to ghee. In fact, only results that we were looking for with the ghee. Now, I do recommend that if it's a high concern for you, and you do have a true diagnosed allergy condition to a dairy product from a medical practitioner, then this might not be the practice for you. Okay, so we're getting near the end. So I just want to tell you the details about the cleanse. Now, there's a lot of questions. There's so many questions around this topic of deep Ayurvedic cleansing. And so I look forward to coming on live again and actually being in my group without having to click the off button. I'm gonna post the replays for all my group members. So our group cleanse, it begins July 13. How this came about is I'm in collaboration with 3 yoga studios. It's one group who has 3 yoga studios in San Francisco, and they asked me to provide this to their students and teachers and their whole group. And so I'm bringing this and announcing this before they do. They're going to be announcing it on June 1st. It's 5 sessions. Every Saturday we meet live in my Zoom room from 10:30 to 12. All sessions are recorded, so if you miss one, I don't recommend not making that a regular part of it because there's so much in the experience together. We're also going to be, bringing in, working with groups together and getting to know the whole experience with each other in that shared group experience and having a support group. All materials are included in the price. The price, it's 2 formulas, oils, and other supplies. Early registration starts June 1st, and that price is $535. And I'm sure because it's being hosted through the studio, they will have some sort of payment plan options. Regular price is $635 after the early bird time. So again, it's 5 sessions, 90 minutes, starting at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The bonus is if you sign up now, you get 30 minutes free consultation with me. And it can be very valuable in this process. The maximum group for this session, the July 13th session, is 20. This will fill up. Like I said, I'm collaborating with 3 studios, and they begin their marketing on June 1st. So I'm letting you know, this is kind of like a quiet or soft launch. My clients, my students, and my audience, I want you guys to be in there first, those of you who are ready, because I know there's many of you out there who have worked with me, and this is kind of your next step, your next layer of cleansing. But once it goes out on June 1st, it is going to fill up. So if you know it's what you're ready, send me a DM, a message, an email, and I'll get that registration link right over to you. If you still have any questions, go ahead and post a comment or send me a DM or an email. My email for information is info, I-N-F-O, at Yoga for Balance. So that's yoga, F-O-R, balance.online, O-N-L-I-N-E. I am posting that in the comment section, so you'll be able to respond. That's all I have for today. I hope this was valuable, useful in your healing journey. And I just wish you to find joy in every day, even in the uncomfortable moments, spaces, and places of your day today. I'm wishing you happiness, health, and wholeness. I'm Christina Sagroon Powers. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for patience. If you missed and I bumped it off in the Facebook group and listening to the replay, see you soon.